Football Zionism: why is Israel treated differently? In response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, FIFA promptly banned the Russian national team and club sides from participating in football activities. This decision, effective February 2022, was made in solidarity with Ukraine and as a condemnation of President Vladimir Putin's actions. Concurrently, Roman Abramovich, then owner of Chelsea Football Club, was compelled to sell the club under UK government pressure due to alleged ties with Putin and accusations of being a key financier of the Russian president. Even when FIFA lifted the ban on Russia's under-17 teams, it only allowed them to play under the name Russian Football Union, without flags, anthems or national team jerseys, and in neutral colors. In contrast, FIFA's approach to Israel raises questions of consistency. Despite long-standing allegations of atrocities against Palestinians, Israel has faced no comparable sanctions and continues to participate in FIFA-sanctioned events. This disparity has led to accusations of double standards, with FIFA's actions appearing to favor Israel despite similarities in the underlying circumstances. The key question is, why has FIFA refrained from imposing sanctions on Israel, while swiftly penalizing Russia under similar allegations? FIFA's double standards. While FIFA remains silent, many players and clubs have shown solidarity with Palestine, and groups such as Celtic FC's Green Brigade have shown solidarity by displaying Free Palestine banners. Leicester City stars Hamza Chowdhury and Wesley Fofana, now playing for Chelsea FC, displayed the Palestinian flag during their FA Cup victory celebration, and other footballers, including Riyad Mahrez, Mohamed Salah, Paul Pogba, and Sadio Mane, have voiced their support through social media posts featuring the Palestinian flag and calls to #FreePalestine. Additionally, Eric Cantona highlighted the cause by wearing a Hoping for Palestine t-shirt and urging donations to the Hoping Foundation. While the Israeli men's national football team has not qualified for an international tournament since the 1970 World Cup, a potential qualification at the Euro 2024 further confirms the inconsistency in FIFA's application of sanctions. As according to Katarina Pijatlovic, head of Palestine Football Association Legal Department, FIFA allowed Israel FA to continue using the Palestinian territory, West Bank v. East Jerusalem, as their own territory, and to use football under its umbrella as an instrument of colonial expansion. FIFA contributes to human rights abuses v. facilitates illegal occupation and colonialism. FIFA World Cup bans, political and ethical reasons. FIFA has a history of banning countries from participating in the World Cup due to various violations. South Africa was banned in 1961 because its apartheid policies prohibited mixed-race teams, but it was reinstated in the 1990s after the end of apartheid. Yugoslavia faced a ban in 1990 as a result of UN sanctions during the Balkan conflict, with reinstatement occurring after the country dissolved. In more recent times, Indonesia was banned in 2015 due to government interference in its football association but was reinstated the following year. Kuwait experienced a similar fate in 2016 when government interference and the forfeiture of a qualifying match led to a suspension, which was later lifted after the issue was resolved. Myanmar faced a ban from the 2018 qualifiers following fan violence during a match against Oman but was reinstated after an appeal. Kenya was banned in 2022 when its government dissolved the Football Kenya Federation over fund misuse. Zimbabwe faced a similar ban that same year over allegations of fraud and sexual harassment within its football association. In both cases, the resolutions remained unclear at the time of their suspensions. Lastly, Russia was banned in 2022 due to the war against Ukraine and the refusal of other countries to compete against its teams. As of that year, there was no reinstatement, with the conflict ongoing. Protests against Israeli teams in Europe. Tensions in Amsterdam flared up following clashes between pro-Palestinian protesters and supporters of the Israeli football club Maccabi Tel Aviv ahead of their UEFA Europa League match with Ajax on November 7, 2024. The violence began when Maccabi fans tore down a Palestinian flag and chanted anti-Arab slogans, including "Fu Palestine" and "No Children Left in Gaza," while setting off flares in Dam Square. Later, they vandalized a taxi and attacked homes displaying Palestinian flags. The situation escalated further the next day as Maccabi supporters marched towards the stadium chanting offensive slogans. Amid heightened security, the match between Ajax and Maccabi proceeded without incident, with Ajax winning 5-0. However, after the game, groups on scooters targeted Maccabi fans, prompting a police intervention and the deployment of 600 additional officers. 62 individuals were arrested, with 10 remaining in custody, and dozens more fined for disturbing the peace. Local authorities imposed a temporary ban on demonstrations and enacted emergency measures, including stop-and-search powers and a face-covering ban. While 5 individuals were hospitalized, including some Maccabi fans, the extent of the injuries remained unclear. International reactions were swift, with U.S. President Joe Biden condemning the attacks and the United Nations expressing shock. Meanwhile, Palestine Football Association's DEMA said criticized the framing of the incident as anti-Semitic, instead highlighting the broader issue of Israeli clubs participating in international competitions amid ongoing violence in Gaza. The aftermath of the clashes raises concerns over the safety of future matches involving Israeli teams in Europe. Turkey, for instance, announced it would relocate Maccabi Tel Aviv's next Europa League match, scheduled against Besiktas, to a neutral venue. In France, protests erupted in Saint-Denis near the Stade de France, where a UEFA Nations League match between France and Israel took place. Demonstrators, many holding banners referencing a UN report likening Israel's actions in Gaza to genocide, voiced strong opposition to the French government's decision to host the match. Sami, a film director present at the protest, denounced the French-Israeli match, calling Israel's actions in Gaza genocide and pledging to continue their fight for justice. Conclusion. From the foregoing, it is evident that there is a clear double standard within the football community, with FIFA tacitly endorsing the presence of politics in football activities. The swift action taken against Russia following its invasion of Ukraine demonstrated the football community's unified support for Ukraine. Flags of Ukraine were displayed during La Liga matches, the hashtag #StopUkraineInvasion was widely used, and official statements were issued to show solidarity. In contrast, Palestine, which has long suffered under Israeli genocidal carnage, has not received the same official support from FIFA or UEFA. Despite widespread protests and petitions to suspend the Israeli team, FIFA has postponed its ruling for the third time. This delay highlights the deep hypocrisy within the football community, particularly at FIFA's upper echelons. Many believe that a FIFA ban on Israel could potentially ease the ongoing genocidal carnage in Palestine, yet FIFA's inaction speaks volumes about its complicity. As Allah says, "O you who believe! Stand out firmly for Allah and be just witnesses, and let not the enmity and hatred of others make you avoid justice. Be just, that is nearer to piety, and fear Allah. Verily, Allah is well acquainted with what you do." Q 5:8.